Let's bow our heads and pray for one moment to give reverence to God. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for gathering all of us today in this important event. Bless everyone present here today, that each one of us may be able to share what he or she have for your glory and your honor. We pray for our graduates today and lift them before you. We ask for your peace to cover them. We ask for laughter and joy to fill their days. We pray that you give them the boldness and courage to face challenges set before them with the confidence and peace that you can only share with them. Be a light for their feet and a light to their path. Shine over them. Fill them with your spirit. May today be a memory that burns bright within them as they embark on life's great adventures. May the various activities related to this event be a success through your intervention. We ask all of these in your name. Amen.
Please be seated. Wow, this is a great day, and glad to see you all here today. It's a very monumental day. We're here to recognize the graduates of the Fall 21 celebration for the University of Georgia. And glad to see there's no zombies in the audience yet, so that's good. That's who those folks are over there. So I want to recognize a couple distinguished guests that came from Athens. Bill Vinsel, William Vinsel, Associate Vice President for Instruction. We're going to hear from him shortly. And Dr. Joseph Broder, Associate Dean of Academic Affairs with the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences. Thank you, Joe. Dr. Ellen Evans, Associate Dean of Research and Graduate Education with the Mary Frances Early College of Education, and Dr. Jean Martin Williams, Associate Dean with the Franklin College of Arts and Sciences, and Dr. Shwan Chatterjee, is that correct? Yes, glad you made it. Interim Department Head and Blackrod Professor of Financial Planning with the College of Family and Consumer Sciences. So we appreciate all of you making the trip down here. Did I overlook anybody? Okay, thank you. So I'm the director of the Griffin campus, interim assistant provost. I've been that for over 2 years. And this is, I want to, on behalf of the University of Georgia, I want to welcome all the graduates and the families and guests, as well as the faculty, staff, and students that are here for our fall 2021 graduation celebration and brick ceremony. So the fall semester, again, has been a challenge with restrictions, but you all have persevered and made it through and performed all that you need to graduate. That we are very pleased to hold the graduation ceremony here at the Student Center. This will be the first time we've done this here, and maybe many more. And fortunately, the weather has cooperated. So while each of you receives that support from the Griffith campus team, you're very closely associated with your instruction faculty, who we have some here today, to support your graduation. We are also very pleased to recognize the hard work and accomplishments of the students, and also the family members and friends that help support the students to get them to this point in their career. So today marks the 30th graduation celebration here at the Griffin campus, and today graduates join over 600 others that have completed their degrees here at the University of Georgia Griffin campus. So welcome, class of 2021. So without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker today. This is Dr. William K. Vinsel. Dr. Vinsel is the Associate Vice President of Instruction at the University of Georgia. Bill received his PhD at Virginia Tech and has been at UGA since 1989 in the Department of Crop and Soil Sciences, where he had a very productive career as a weed scientist. I've known Bill for a number of years. I'm also in agriculture. He's published over 100 referees papers, 200 other papers, and I'm sure has brought in millions of dollars in grants during his career as a weed scientist. Dr. Vinsel, though, has really excelled in education and instruction. He's taught weed science and related classes. In 2011, he received the D.W. Brooks Faculty Award for Teaching, which is the highest award you can receive for instruction in the College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences. And in 2012 was chosen as a UGA Senior Teaching Fellow. And that's the highest degree award you can receive at the university for instruction. So since 2017, he's been the Associate Vice President for Instruction, where he oversees university-wide assessment activities, the Office of Online Learning, Academic Honesty, the Washington Semester Program, that's Washington, D.C., and the Domestic Field Study Programs. He's the Extension Campus Coordinator, and that's my contact. And then also he oversees the ROTC programs, as well as classroom enhancement and student data issues. So with that, please join me in welcoming Dr. Bill Vinsel to the podium.
Dr. Bunton, thank you for the invitation to speak today. This is great. So graduates, congratulations on your achievement. It's no small feat to obtain a degree from the University of Georgia. You should be proud. To the family and supporters of the graduates, thank you. No one does this by themselves. All of you graduates, please take a moment to thank those who made this possible for you today. So I have to say, when David asked me to speak over here, it brought back a few memories. In September of 1988, I was finishing my PhD at Virginia Tech when I interviewed to be an assistant professor at the University of Georgia. Back then, it was the agronomy department. There was an agronomy department in Tifton, Athens, Griffin, and Extension before there was one crop and soil sciences department. And so faculty candidates had to give their seminar at all three campuses where the College of Agriculture was mostly at. At that time, when I came over here to interview, I said, man, these facilities are quite nice. If they're this nice here, imagine what they are over in Athens. And I'd never been to Athens before. So lesson one, as a faculty member at UGA, they were not nearly as nice over there. But I've had the pleasure over the years to work with many faculty on the Griffin campus. I've done work with Dr. Bunton, a number of people in crop and soil over here, and it's always been a pleasure when I've come over here to do research or instruction things that I've done over the last few years. And before I came over here and to instruction in 2017, I was teaching some integrated pest management and pest use courses to students over here on Zoom, long before Zoom was a verb or anything that people really knew a whole lot about. I was one of the beta testers. And since I've come to the Office of Instruction, I've had the pleasure of coming to the fall and spring commencement ceremonies over here, and really have missed it the last couple of years, so it's great to be back. I really enjoy being with you all. So I told David if you all were having a ceremony this fall, I'd love to come over, and that's when he asked me to speak. So here I am. I'll try to keep it relatively short today. I know everybody's a little cold out here and outside on a December day. So I want to say a few words about dealing with positive change. That's really what universities are about. We're really change agents. And as many of you know, the UGA motto is to teach, to serve, and then inquire into the nature of things. And this is really a guidepost for most everything we do at UGA. And I know this is one of the animating themes for the Griffin campus for both students, staff, and faculty who work over here. And it's been woven into the studies that you've just completed. We're in an era of almost unprecedented change. And when you read the media and watch TV and whatnot, you only think of the negative aspects of this change. And it's difficult to get a perspective of really the progress that we've made over the years. However, there is an incredible amount of progress of change happening now as well. I just want to give you a few statistics. I'm a data guy. I can't help doing some statistics. So if we look at some specific metrics, there have been many positive directions that we often take for granted. In 1800, the average life expectancy in the world was 28.5 years. That's probably not much more than most of our graduates today. By 1900, it had gone to 32 years. By 1950, it was 45.7 and 59.3 in the Americas. And by 2000, it increased 45% to 66 years. Another great statistic, for example, from 1961 to 2010 worldwide, the world daily supply of calories increased 31%. This kind of increase would not have been possible without the many kinds of research that go on at the University of Georgia and specifically here on the Griffin campus. As an example, in 1990, there were 1.9 billion people living in poverty. And that's about the time I started at the University of Georgia. This has been reduced to 735 million people by 2015, meaning within 25 years, there's been a reduction of 128,000 people a day in extreme poverty. So there are 128,000 less today than there were yesterday, if you're extrapolate that out a bit. That's incredible. There really has been a major improvement in the living conditions of billions of people on the planet. This is an incredible feat that doesn't get a lot of press. You don't read about it. You tend to only see the negative. And it's good to take a day like this and focus on the positive. In 1950, worldwide, there was 1.22 billion hectares in crop production and 1.51 billion by 2015, a 23% increase. However, although our land hasn't really increased much at all, the cereal grains have increased 236%, corn 460%, soybean harvest by 1,200% over that same time. This incredible increase in productivity over the same unit of land is one of the things that allowed us to have this tremendous decrease in extreme poverty worldwide. So why do I tell you this story? Why do I give you these statistics? First, it's good to share good news. There is progress, and we need to keep in mind that there are a lot of good things happening in the world. So more than that, though, this is the type of progress that is woven into the fabric of what UGA and the kind of research and studies that are happening on the Griffin campus. Much of this progress can be traced to the kind of research that has been going on the Griffin campus since 1888, activities that are true to the motto of the university. Many of you in your studies have been involved in this kind of research. And you know, there are lots of universities. There's 4,000 colleges in the United States, and there are probably a couple hundred research universities. But you know what makes the University of Georgia special is that we just don't do the research. We take that research out into the world. And some of the biggest challenges of our time include climate change and food security for a planet that will have 10 billion inhabitants before the middle of this century. I thought it would be good to share some of the research being conducted here on the Griffin campus that address these critical issues. Dr. Broder, those impact statements are always good. I always do my research before I give a talk. So for example, one of the challenges we face is producing more food on less land with a much more volatile climate. So the last 10 days doesn't tell us anything about volatile climate. Basic research conducted at UGA is allowing us to breed crops much more precisely and quicker than ever before. Many people here at UGA and on the Griffin campus have done research on gene-edited organisms the past few years. Gene editing is a field that didn't even exist in 2010. This is a brand new field. This is exciting technology that has really woven its way into agricultural research and into medical research. Really, the vaccines for COVID are another extension of this type of research, as just as another aside. Today, we can use these relatively simple tools to breed crops that have better resistance to insects and pathogens, which will increase with severity with a more volatile climate, tolerance to drought and heat, which will definitely become much more common in a volatile climate, and numerous other properties that will allow agricultural researchers to create the next revolution in agriculture. So we're in need of a second green revolution, and this one will be much more sustainable than the first one. Research, for example, research on the Griffin campus is helping to produce peanut varieties that have better water use efficiency, turfgrass varieties that can withstand drought and don't need as much very precious water, and this is critical in many parts of the world. As well as pest management. Research conducted here not only helps produce more crops and more yields in a more volatile climate, but also improves food security. It is estimated that as much as 40% of crop yields are lost to spoilage and other losses. Using as much of the harvested crop as possible reduces that waste and lets us feed more people with the same amount of land and resources. Creative use of these harvested crops as food additives or value-added products is an excellent example of a large research effort here on the Griffin campus that is making headway in this. I know there are specific programs looking at using jellyfish as a food additive and using some of the byproducts of citrus production as value-added products, not just buying an orange in the grocery store or whatnot. Using all of everything that we harvest for some practical use lets us feed more people. The Food Pick program here on the Griffin campus is doing cutting-edge work in this area. Food safety is another example of research being conducted here that improves food security in the country and around the world. Many of you graduating today have participated in these exciting endeavors. It is exciting to see another group of graduates go out to the world, make the world a better place. Congratulations to all, and go Dogs!
Thank you, Dr. Vinsel, for those inspiring comments. I'm kind of hungry now after all that, so I appreciate it. Not the jellyfish, no. Collagen, I think, is what that is. So I don't know what collagen is, but it doesn't sound very good. So I think next on the program, oh, by the way, thank you. Dr. Vinsel, if you will return to the podium, sir, I appreciate it. This is a token of our appreciation for you coming down and speaking to us.
Thank you so much.
This is it's a birdhouse built by a former county commissioner here in Griffin, Dick Morrow, and he normally attends but wasn't able to attend today, but he builds these birdhouses, and we greatly appreciate him donating that we could provide that to our keynote speaker. So thank you. I've got one in my backyard too. It's great for bluebirds. I think is the target bird there. So I think next on the program is Ms. Faye Chapman, right? So Faye is the program coordinator, program director for the Franklin College of Arts and Sciences here in Griffin, and she's going to introduce our student speaker.
Good morning. It's great to be here. Congratulations to all the graduates. As Dr. Bunton said, I'm Faye Chapman, the program director for the Franklin College of Arts and Sciences here at UGA Griffin. And this morning, I have the pleasure and the honor of introducing an outstanding young woman who is our student speaker, Emily Abigail Smith. Gave the whole name. I've been her academic advisor. I've gotten to know her pretty well. So there's a lot I could say. But I'll start off by talking about how she's distinguished herself as a student and as a leader on this campus. As a student, Emily has been a shining star. What makes her such a star is not just her intellect. It is her studiousness and her tenacity. And as a result, she has lots of A's to show for it. The result of that is that she will be graduating from UGA with highest honors, summa cum laude. And in case you're not sure what that means, summa cum laude, students have to graduate with an overall grade point average of at least 3.90 on a 4.0 scale. As a student, Emily also hasn't been afraid to take on extra challenges. Last spring, she came up with this bright idea. I'm going to add another major. When I explained that it was going to mean taking more science, she said, okay, no problem. So she did. And as a result, she'll be graduating from UGA today with not one, but 2 degrees. She'll have a Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies and a Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Yes. Way to go, Emily. During her time as a student at UGA Griffin, Emily has also shown herself to be a leader. During her first semester here, she was chosen to be a part of the UGA Griffin Ambassadors Program. It's a student leadership program here on campus. All of last year, she served as secretary, and then this year, we started the year with no officers in place, so she had to serve as interim president until the new officers could be elected. So these are some facts about Emily, but let me tell you some things that her professors and her classmates say about her. Yes, I did my homework. Emily's professors describe her as a class act. She doesn't shy away from examining an issue from different perspectives. She is extremely thoughtful in all of her responses, and her responses are always spot on. Her classmates describe her as an independent thinker who is not easily influenced because she insists on doing research and asking hard questions, even of those of us in authority. They also describe Emily as creative and giving, someone always willing to lend a helping hand, who will stand up for what's right, and who will make everyone feel special and cared for. So I know Emily on campus and in the cafe, where she makes a mean latte, by the way. Don't know about her cooking skills, but the latte's great. So I asked her about herself away from all of this, and she told me that she loves to read and paint, to play golf with her dad, to talk her mother's head off, those were her words, not mine, and to spend time with her boyfriend. So in terms of what's next for Emily, she is going to be following in the footsteps of her mom. Beginning in January, she will become a special education teacher at Spalding High School, and she is looking forward to a career as a teacher working with students with disabilities, and to that end, will also begin a master's program next year. So Emily, I want to say this on behalf of so many of us here at UGA Griffin. We are beyond glad and grateful that you chose to come here to complete your undergraduate studies, because you have always graciously and generously and unfailingly shared your talents and your strengths with us. So congratulations, and thank you for all that you've contributed to this campus. So please join me in welcoming our student speaker, Emily Smith.
Thank you, Ms. Chapman. I'll begin by saying congratulations. I know we are all excited to get our diplomas and use what we've learned from them in the world. To my family and the families of the other graduates, you should know that your support through our academic journey has been vital to our success. You have been the ones to talk us through our final exam-driven emotional breakdowns, and I am sure that all the thanks in the world would not be able to express how thankful we actually are. Graduates, as we step into a new season of life, let us not forget what we learned here. Let us not forget those that supported us and guided us through our academic journey. Do not forget where you started. As we embark on this new journey, let us not solely look in front of us, but rather behind us as well, and help others succeed as we have. I learned in one of my classes that thinking is difficult and it makes us uncomfortable. However, let us not become complacent in our thinking, and do not let others' opinions stop you from continuing to pursue your dreams. Have the courage to follow your heart and become who you are truly meant to be. Trust yourself. But while you are chasing these goals, do not forget what's most important. Family and friendships are worth more than money and glory. During my time here, I was able to serve as the secretary of the University of Georgia Griffin Campus Ambassadors. Through the ambassadors, I was able to volunteer in my community and coordinate events on campus. However, most importantly, through this organization and through the opportunities that UGA Griffin has given me, I've been able to learn the value of teamwork. To quote Helen Keller, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. With teamwork, our goals can be achieved quickly and efficiently. So do not think that you have to go through life on your own. Remember to rely on your support systems, especially through the hard times. From hours spent studying in our favorite study rooms in the SLC, personally, I love the ones with windows, to the cramming sessions, to the hours spent laughing in the atrium of the Student Learning Center, to eating lunch at the Dundee Cafe, to having to quickly run into the Dundee Cafe before they closed for a mid-afternoon study snack and a much-needed coffee, to our haunted library and our very own UGA statue that I am sure we have all taken far too many pictures in front of, to the pecans that fall on our heads as we walk to class, to the hike we take every day from the parking lot to the Student Learning Center. We've created memories here on this campus. We have grown together and we have succeeded together. I found this quote that says, "Behind you, all your memories, before you, all your dreams, around you, all who love you, and within you, all you need." Thank you to all the wonderful professors on this campus. We've learned so much from you. Not only have we learned academic lessons, but life lessons as well. You've guided us through some stressful times. You've pushed us. You've given us everything we needed to succeed. I use the advice you've given me today, and I am sure I will use it years from now. I will never be able to fully express how thankful I am for your time. Thank you, Dr. Buffington. Thank you to all the people that made this graduation celebration happen. I know it was difficult to keep traditions alive without using the pavilion, but I wanted to thank you all for the effort that you've put into planning this celebration. Today is such an important day in our lives. We've worked hard for this, and this celebration today is meant to honor all of our achievements. And while we weren't able to celebrate as past graduates have celebrated, I am very thankful that we have been able to come together and find new ways to celebrate. Thank you, UGA Griffin, for not only giving us the tools we need to succeed, but also wonderful memories and friendships that will last a lifetime. And before I say farewell, on behalf of the student body, I would like to say thank you to Misty Smith. You truly are the glue that holds everything together. Congratulations, class of 2021. We did it.
Thank you, Emily. We are so honored to have you as part of our UGA Griffin family. Please join me in giving Emily another round of applause. Here we are, the moment you all gathered here today for. Students, you have worked extremely hard to be considered candidates for graduation, and it is our honor to acknowledge your efforts today. Families, I know you are just as excited as our students, well, almost, because you have played a vital part in this process as well. And today, our students will be receiving a brick certificate signed by the dean of their college. This certificate represents the tangible mark that you will leave on this campus. You will also lay a brick to commemorate your hard work and dedication. Graduates, once you receive your brick certificate, please retrieve your brick at the location provided. Kneel and pause for a photo, and then lay your brick. So let us begin. Class of 2021, are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. What? Yes. Okay. Doctors Button and Vinsel, will you please join me on the platform? And Franklin College of Arts and Sciences representatives, Dean Jean Martin Williams and Ms. Faye Chapman, Program Director for Franklin, will you also join me? From the Franklin College of Arts and Sciences, receiving a Bachelor of Arts and a Bachelor of Science, Emily Smith. Thank you, Dean Martin Williams and Ms. Chapman. Doctors Bunton and Vinsel, will you remain on the platform? And would Dean Broder and Ms. Pam Henry, Program Coordinator for College of Agricultural and Environmental Sciences, will you please take the platform? Marley Perkins, Bachelor of Science in Environmental Sciences. William Yancey Barton, Master of Science. Krishna Katuwal, Doctor of Philosophy. Fawad Khan, Doctor of Philosophy. Leonor Eduardo Leighton Naranjo, Doctor of Philosophy. Thank you, Dean Broder and Ms. Henry. Deans Evan and Dr. Robin Overick, Program Coordinator, and Professor Dr. Marcia Hines for our mathematics education programs, please take the platform. Brooke Pottiger, Master of Education. I was advised I needed to slow down, so I will.
They're just waiting on bricks. They're not gonna do bricks yet.
Okay. Jessica Bailey, Educational Specialist. Felicia Bradley, Educational Specialist. Justin Brown, Educational Specialist. Herman Driscoll III, Educational Specialist. Renee Fisher, Educational Specialist. Jimmy Gilbert, Educational Specialist.
So proud of you, so proud of you.
Andrea Norman, Educational Specialist. Heather Smith, Educational Specialist. Now Workforce Education, Luke Hearn, Doctor of Education. Kristen Miller, Doctor of Education. Thank you, Dean Evans and Doctors Overick and Hines. Will Dean Chatterjee approach the platform for the College of Family and Consumer Sciences? Shania Duncan, Bachelor of Science in Family and Consumer Sciences. Thank you, Dean Chatterjee. Can we give all of our students a rousing round of applause? Congratulations, class of 2021. Now we will have the presentation of the University of Georgia Alma Mater, led by Dr. Crystal McDowell, and then our illustrious team, led by Dr. Bunton, will provide closing remarks.
I don't have to sing, do I?
Good morning again, everyone. And to students who did not get their pictures taken with their brick, we promise you that your brick picture will be taken, okay? All right, at this time, the Alma Mater is on the back of your program. If you would please join in with singing our wonderful Alma Mater. From the hills of Georgia's northlands beams thy noble brow, and the sons of Georgia rising pledge with sacred vow. Alma Mater thee will honor, true and loyal be, ever crowned with praise and glory. Georgia, hail to thee. 'Neath the pine tree's stately shadow, spread thy riches rare, and thy sons, dear Alma Mater, will thy treasure share. Alma Mater thee will honor, true and loyal be, ever crowned with praise and glory. Georgia, hail to thee. And thy daughters proudly join thee, take their rightful place, side by side into the future, equal streams embrace. Alma Mater thee will honor, true and loyal be, ever crowned with praise and glory. Georgia, hail to thee. Through the ages, Alma Mater, men will look to thee. Thou, the fairest of the Southland, Georgia's varsity. Alma Mater thee will honor, true and loyal be, ever crowned with praise and glory. Georgia, hail to thee.
Wow, that was great. Great. Another round of applause for Crystal, please. That was wonderful. You should hear her in church. So as we approach the end of the ceremony, once again, on behalf of the University of Georgia, you may sit down. Thank you. On behalf of the University of Georgia and the Griffin campus, I want to congratulate each student on their accomplishment we are celebrating with you today. Thank you to all the family and friends for coming out to support these students, and thank you to the campus faculty and staff, as well as our other guests, for your attendance and support. I guess we're going to release some more bricks here shortly, so don't go away. And then we'll have a reception inside for some further testimonials and cupcakes, as I understand. So while you're here on the campus today, we hope you'll find time to tour the campus and look around. Don't bother those folks, though. You might end up in a Walking Dead show or something. I don't know. But and then maybe visit the cafe, grab a bite to eat, and I believe the bookstore is open today too if you want to get some souvenirs. And take a picture with UGA, who's on the other side of the cafe there with the flagpole. So again, all of you students that have graduated here today, you now join 340,000 other individuals as part of the Bulldog Nation, and they are everywhere, trust me. And so wherever you go in life, you can reach out to them, and they will help provide support to you. And again, congratulations and best of luck as a UGA graduate, a distinction that is definitely rare and very special. And come back and see us often, and as always, go Dogs. And thank you for your attendance. Appreciate it.
At this time, we will recess out. And please, again, thank you for joining us today, and please join us in room 104 for the graduate reception, and you may enter through the front doors. You can please stand for the recessional.